What up, Corner Crew? Welcome back to another episode of the Hip Hop Happy Hour podcast. It is
Yeah.
actually the last episode of the year, and so I want to give a shout out to everybody that's tuned in, every single guest that we've had on, all my co hosts that have happened to join me throughout this year. 2023 has been a pretty exceptional year for us. We're building, we're growing slowly but strongly. And yeah, so come check us out. Culture Corner Network. We're everywhere, all across all social media. Check us out. I got my host Charlotte Mental with me tonight. How we doing, fam?
Hey, I can't complain, man. What's good with you? You feeling good tonight?
Another day in paradise, man. You know how we do. You know how we do. We're,
Yeah, yeah.
we're, always, we're
The
always
last
working.
episode.
We're always working, but we're always moving forward. But yeah,
Absolutely.
without further ado, because we're running a little late tonight, so I want to get our guest on as soon as possible. Let's bring up Reef the Lost Cause, man.
Yo.
What up, bro?
Yeah, what's going on, fellas? Apologize for the lateness, man. Once again, shit happens, but I'm so happy to be here. It's good to see y'all. How y'all feeling?
Oh yeah,
Good.
thank you.
No worries, man. I'm a rapper. I understand.
Yeah, you know how I go. But that's the thing, man. It's like I don't, you know what I mean? Like I always want to be like early, you know. So I feel like a failure when I'm that guy that shows up late. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Life happens, brother. Life happens. We all know this.
For sure.
But how you doing? That's the question of the night. How you doing?
I'm fantastic, man. It's been a good holiday season. I got the new record coming, so that's always a good feeling. My birthday's on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So like,
okay.
I'm easing into the new year, man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah,
the new album. We're excited for it. Everyone seems to be really excited for it. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah,
I know we talked about it the last episode that you were on, but that was maybe 6 months ago or more.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So can you elaborate further on the process and what it took to make this album?
Sure. I think from the time I spoke to you guys last up until now, there was I don't want to say breakthrough because that's kind of like, that's a little bit much breakthrough, but like it just felt like a groove got hit, man. A groove got hit. Because we could see the finish line. I think when you're working on something and it's the beginning, and Shy, you could probably speak to this. Like, you start off with 1 or 2, then it becomes 3, 4, 5, and like once you hit that, like when I talked to y'all, I was probably at like 8, like halfway, and that last over the summer into the spring, like we just went in, bro, and like, I'm so excited for people to hear the shit, dude. Like, I've put out so much music, and this is the first time that I can honestly say that like I went through it with a fine-tooth comb. Like my whole motto before was just like, Brother Ali style, whatever comes up, comes out. We don't put our hands over our mouth, that type shit. You feel me? And like, this was the first time that I really was like, no, that bar is terrible. That's not good enough. You need to go and rewrite that type of shit. So what ended up happening was the music, was able to sound a lot better because of that process. Like we really, really went in. So it's a very personal record. It's a very honest record. I talk about a lot of things I've never talked about before, but at the same time, I didn't want to do like, too much bringing people down or bringing the people into my world. We also got a lot of fun shit, a lot of just straight bar shit. I mean, it's a good record, man.
That's dope too, because I feel like when you hit that moment, I'm right at that same exact stage myself with a couple of projects I got coming. So I know exactly what you mean. And then like that feeling is like the dopest feeling because you're like, you almost feel untouchable as an MC. You know what I mean? And at your peak, because you're just like hitting on all cylinders. You're like, yo, I could kill anything right now. Right. And like that's just the greatest feeling. So
yeah. It's like, it's
like that right now.
Yeah, brother. Absolutely. It's like with anything, like, right? Like if you do something repetitively and you're doing it more than ever, because it's like, I have laws where I'm not writing every day, but like when I'm working on an album, I'm writing all the time. I'm thinking of things that I normally wouldn't even register or like, oh, that would make a cool bar, you know what I mean? Shit like that. So it's like it just feels like you said, you're clicking on all cylinders and you're flowing, and like I'm trying to carry this momentum because I just feel really great, man. I think for MCs of a certain age, right now is a fucking great time, man. I feel like there was a period where we were looking at things kind of like, well, once you hit a certain age, you kind of have to do whatever. And right now, everyone in my bracket is like killing it. So it's I'm inspired to like go, you know.
It really is, because it's like there's that whole age thing is just like that whole misconception, that whole idea is dying on the cross right now.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I love what you said a moment ago about how you were saying how like going through things with a fine-tooth comb and being more like meticulous with your writing, because that's something I did like maybe like a year ago, where I was like stopping myself and I was like, you know how I'm sure you've been there where you're writing and you're like, that might be an iffy one, but I can make that work. You just keep going.
Right.
It was that moment where I was like, wait, hold on.
Right.
Let me stop.
Yeah.
Let me make sure everything is hitting right.
Because you know when it could be better. You know when it can be better.
Yeah.
You feel it. You feel it. Like there's a feeling of like, you know, because we have, you know, for every song that we did for the record, there's probably 3-4 different versions, right? And the versions that we use are the ones where it's like, you know what I mean? Like you have that feeling of like, okay, we got it, you know? And I think that age, wisdom, time, whatever you want to call it, just made me feel like that's kind of the direction that I want to go in moving forward as an artist, to really, really just take my time, which I used to think was like a sign of like, you're not as dope as, you know, you go one take, right? One take, that's it. And it's like, that shit's like, yeah, I get it when you're, you know, trying to prove something. But
it sounds cooler than the reality is. Really,
it is.
It's like one of those things where people are like, oh, I can wear that badge because I do that. But like,
right.
in reality, like things that are well thought out usually will be, you know, a higher level.
Absolutely.
Well, with age also comes the evolution.
Mm-hmm.
You have to evolve. And what I want to go back to the ageism question, because we all see that ageism is bullshit. It's bullshit.
Yes.
In almost anything, unless it's athletics. You know, that's what your body's going to give out, but your mind can last. Your mind can. Now, how do you feel about someone like Andre 3000 coming out and saying he's 48 years old and he don't have shit to say? That was kind of a slap in the face to hip hop as a culture.
Yeah, I just, you know, I feel like Andre, I mean, you know, and this is me speaking from the heart, I feel like he has a mental block of some sort, you know, because the idea that like you could be Andre 3000, that you could be one of the most celebrated artists of all time, that you could go out right now and fucking with your partner, Big Boy, probably sell out arenas on a reunion tour, and you just won't do it. Like that to me is like, we got people that like myself and other artists I know that are like, we're out here fucking scraping and scratching, trying to get to the level of, I mean, you know, that's, you know, that's a level that a lot of people will never ever even sniff at. Outcast,
the 1%. It's the 1%. That's 1%. The top 1%.
And you know? You're a part of it. So for me, that's where I get angry, because I'm like, man, I wish the fuck I was Andre 3000. I'd be on, you know what I'm saying? I'll be dropping shit every day. I'll be on everybody's album, but he has a thing with him where he feels like he doesn't belong, or, you know, I mean, obviously when he walked away to begin with, you had to kind of look at it like, that guy's really sensitive and he has some things going on. I mean, look, his contribution cannot be disputed. One of the greatest ever. It breaks my heart that he doesn't feel like he has anything to offer to the culture and that he wants to do the flute thing. But hey, man, you know, here's the thing about it. Andre 3000, if Andre 3000 wasn't Andre 3000, it didn't have the millions of dollars that he has to afford him to just go around fucking walking the earth like Kane and Kung Fu playing the flute. He's on tour right now. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? Like all that, like, oh, I don't feel it in my heart. It's like, yeah, your bank account says that you don't need to. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's the thing too. It's like, for me, it's like, on one hand, I'm like, it's kind of irresponsible for somebody in his position to make that comment and not add to it some sort of like, but hey, this is just me and where I'm at in my life.
Sure.
Somebody else could be at that point. You know what I mean? Right. But then I thought too, I'm like, this is also Andre 3000. I think he's earned, you know,
listen,
whatever you want to call it, to be able to do whatever he kind of wants to do.
Right. And I mean, my whole thing is like, you know, I mean, like you said, it's Dre, bro. It's like he's one of my all-time favorites. I mean, I feel like the whole like making it like super deep and like, I just feel like he should just be like, yo, I ain't got it no more. I don't have the passion no more. as
The passion, right there.
as opposed to saying I'm of a certain age, so I wouldn't have anything to offer. Just say you personally don't have the passion anymore.
Yeah. And me personally as an MC, like I feel like everything, if you really want to like perform at your highest, highest capable peak that you possibly can, every little thing you do should be driven by passion. Because like I notice, like if I'm writing something and I don't really love the beat that much, even if I'm trying to put my all into it, I'm still not going to, because I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
You don't have that passion to really drive you to put your best behind it.
Bro,
So for me, I've learned over the years to like, that's one of the keys right there. It's like sometimes when you want to say yes to something because you know what it could do for you, but if you know it's not for you, then what is it gonna do for you? Nothing.
Yeah, nah,
you're
man,
not the person that would work for. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah, nah, man, you just made me cringe thinking about all the fucking like, the beat, man. And like the beat's not that good. Like, you know what I mean? And you see, that's the worst shit in the world, man. When you're not really feeling the beat, but it's like it's a project for somebody else or whatever. Like, there's been mad times I'm like, God damn, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean?
I use cheat codes though, because I'll be like, all right, what's a beat kind of like this that I actually like?
And then you go off, all right, word.
That shit, and then flip it over to that, and it's like, all right,
I'm gonna use that.
You know what I mean? It's a little cheat code. It helps a little.
Yeah, you can't have anything feel like a job either, though. Especially you can't turn art into a job, because then you'll just lose it totally. A lot of cooks feel that way. I know that, because that's the profession I'm in. When I first started, I loved doing what I did,
Sure.
And now it's a day-to-day job, get through my day,
right,
and just get it done. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people that feel that way.
Yeah.
And some people that turn that way to how they feel about making their art, especially the way the fickle culture is nowadays.
Yeah, and I feel like I have a lot of contemporaries and people in the game, like you said, like it becomes like a job, like the whole selling verses thing, which is something that I do, but it's not a thing of where like I'm going to set the price, I'm going to let you know whether or not I'm feeling what you sent me, that type of thing. Whereas sometimes people will literally just kind of pimp themselves out, man. You know what I mean? And it's like, because it's their only job, it's their only source of income. And if you want to do music and it be your only source of income, which is something that I was blessed to do at certain points in my life, things have to be really, really rolling. Otherwise, you're going to be doing, the $300, $200 verses for just some random kid off Twitter. The beat sounds like he fucking farted into a fucking fan for like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? And like, that's the scary part about making it a job and making the art. It's all about, I have to pay my bills this month, right? So you're taking shows, you're taking verses and different things that you would never take because it's the only way. And that's when I feel like it suffers. And I'm really happy at this point in my life to not even be in. I never really was, but to be near that type of energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think a cook too is a great analogy for an MC, because I feel like for me, when I'm making my best meals, is when I'm cooking for me.
Right.
I'm not cooking for somebody else and thinking about what somebody else is going to think about it or want from it or anything. I'm like, all right, this is dope. Like, and I'm sure it's kind of like that for a cook too, because when you're cooking for yourself, you're like, oh, this is fun, this is dope. Oh yeah, but then you get 100 people lined up, and you're like,
right.
Yeah, now I got to do this many times in a row, and it just becomes this.
Right. In my field, I'm in the healthcare field. Also, I'm cooking for the elderly, so we have a bunch of restrictions. We have guidelines. We have this. We have that. The menus are only a certain cycle. So it's like, making the same things week by week, and it becomes so redundant to the point where you don't even want to get up to do it. I want to do something totally different. Every morning when I wake up, I'm like, I don't want to do this. So as an artist, how would you feel about the art itself if you got to that point? Like the love for the art, would you still have that in you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the answer is, I mean, I'm sure you guys, where you guys are at, and in your town, in your area, you've known a lot of people that, they're not doing it no more because of that, and it's heartbreaking. Incredibly talented, people that just, you know, that part of it, Kamachi, the one of the illest lines, and that Chief Kamachi has a million ill lines, but one line that he said in like '04, I think on his debut record that always I it just plays in my head all the time. He said, "Music is love, the business is painful." I don't even remember the bar that finished that, but like music is love, the business is painful, man. Once you take this thing from like you just kicking it with your homies, rhyming, freestyling, and having fun to like really trying to make a career out of it, it can fucking break you if it feels like you said, like the art is like it's only for the consumption. It's not for you. It's not for anything that you're doing, and you lose yourself. And I've seen it a million times. So that's the answer for what happens to an MC that has to deal with that. You know, they quit usually.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you said, we've all seen it. I can't tell you how many people I've known through the years who like rhyme and stuff or sing or dance, whatever it is. And it's like, yo, mad talent, naturally talented people who had way more talent than I ever had in my life. Like everything I've done, I've developed. Like I took nothing and turned it into something. So like when I first started rhyming, like I didn't have a natural talent for it at all. Had no idea what structure was, bars, had nobody show me nothing. I had to learn it all myself and build and you can hear it through my music coming through the years. And I know people who I was coming up with, like you said, who just had natural talent, who were good, just naturally, didn't have to try, but never were able to do more because that first roadblock came up, whatever it was. They didn't have that drive that somebody like myself or obviously somebody like you have, where we're not going to be like, yo, that whatever that life thing is, I can't, my pen can't move because I'm dealing with this.
Or feeling like, you know, it's not happening fast enough. A lot of people stop before the blessings start flowing in. I mean, there's a lot of reasons, man. And it's like, you know, I just feel like my whole thing is I want those people to realize that like you can still do it. You can still create it. You can still just have fun with it once you free yourself from any expectation of, you know, monetary or popular whatever type of success. Like if you still just love it, just do it, man. Just do it. Like why not? You know, if you're good at it and it's something that brings you joy, like everything else should be second to that, you know? Seriously, if you've been given a gift, like public speaking is like what is next to death, like the second biggest fear. And we got people that we know that'll literally just hop up on a stage in front of people and be like, yo, this is my thoughts, this is my music. Yo, you got to be insane to do that. So why would you fucking stop, man? You know, there's people that could never do that. It would cripple them. They would drop to their knees crying if they had to get on a stage and talk to people. And you have the natural ability to get up there, grab a mic, and like let them know who you are. And what, like, yo, don't stop doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm doing that.
It's expectations. You're right. You know, you really do have to let go of certain expectations, especially around popularity, with the way today's culture is and how everything's instant gratification. Everything moves so fast.
Sure.
So you have to either scream from the mountaintops who you are, like you say, get up on that stage, or if you're going to bow out, just bow out.
Right.
Well, I think too, a lot of it, like a large part of it too, is having people in your life who maybe they don't want the best for you the way you see what's the best for you. They see what's the best for you and they decide in their mind that that's what's best for them. And then they cast that upon you. And well, I see, I would say probably half of those people we're talking about probably fell out because of family and friends doubting them, telling them they should be having serious, you know, oh, that's unrealistic and blah, blah, blah. It's the I love you, but I'm hating on you type.
Yeah, because they never tried. They never attempted to do anything other than be, you know, a robot that just has a regular job and just works. You know what I'm saying? It's like I always go back to the Bronx Tale quote, man. They want to see you do good, but never better than them. They want to see you do good, but never better than them. You're talking a little bit too high aspirational, man. You're talking about becoming something way more than they could ever fathom. They just went to school and graduated and got a job, and that was it. They bought a house and had kids, and just that was it. You can't fathom having conversations with people, and I'm telling them about how I was in the middle of fucking 5,000 in Paris, fucking moshing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a conversation that's not gonna register for people because they don't understand. Like they don't see me on BET or fucking, you know what I'm saying, MTV Jam. So it's like, oh, well, you can't really be doing this. You know what I mean? So there's so many people out there that just their whole thing was like, I'm gonna follow the steps of an adult and not chase any type of dream. So when you come around with your dream and your passion and your thing, they try to shut it down, and it's heartbreaking, man. It sucks. It really does, because it's like, dude, like if you were over here doing stuff, I would support it. If you still picked up the mic or still, got behind the turntables or painted your paintings or did your plays or whatever it is that you did, if you still did that, I would be there front and center supporting you. So why are you telling me to like stop and like just submit? Just fucking submit. Just crumble and do everything that like they tell you you're supposed to do. Like, no.
It's the hive mind.
Hive mind.
The older people, the generation that came before us and stuff, you notice the unhappy people are the people who did that.
Yes.
The happy people you talk to, whether they got money or not, because you'll see people poor as dirt, like got nothing, but happy as all hell, because they know they were like, hey, I took my shot.
Right.
Like I lived my life the way I determined how I wanted to do instead of another people say to me how to do it.
Right. No, it's real shit, man. It's like everyone I know that has kept, their thing in their life, whatever that thing is, man, they're way more happier, bro. You know what I mean? They're way more happier. And some people have done it to where they have become successful in other fields or whatever, but they still do that thing that makes them happy. And that's all I want for all my peoples, man. It's like, I just know so many talented people that I'm just like, are you seriously not gonna like do this no more? Because what? Why? Like your sales weren't up, you weren't doing, like, you're still incredible. I want to hear you. I want to listen to that shit. Make the shit just for me, So, but I just don't feel like you should ever stop doing anything that really truly brings you joy. You shouldn't.
No, never. No matter what it is, too. Well, unless it's like touching kids or something.
Yo, you beat me. You beat me to it, bro. I was about to be like, well,
sometimes the weight of too much expectation can drive someone to quit. Because there are cases out there that like family members are like banking on you. They're hoping that you do make it to that level so they're comfortable for the rest of their lives, and then that I'm sure would just crumble someone.
Yo, real shit, man. Like I have a family. I have a good close friend whose cousin made it to has made it to the NFL. And when I tell you the whole like people around, like family, like this guy has like 30 fucking hands in his back, in his pocket. It's like, yo, like that like you said, that situation of like, imagine like, and it's never happened for me, so I don't know how I would handle it, but like imagine you get that big deal and you have that #1 hit and like you're fucking that shit, and then like a year later it's like slowly but surely like and then people that are like depending on you, like you said, people depending on you, and like you don't have it no more, and now you have to figure out what's gonna come next. You know what I mean? So that's the reality of why people stop too.
I'm glad I'm an asshole, so people should already know what to expect.
Right.
You ain't giving them nothing.
Remember that, people.
Exactly. Don't even request $10 on the Venmo. Don't even do it. You ain't get.
See, I feel like y'all say that, but I feel like if you all were blessed, y'all would be. You know what I mean? Y'all would be. Yeah.
You wouldn't have to ask me. I would be there in the right situation because it's the right thing to do. Sure. And if I'm not there, maybe it ain't the right thing to do.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
A lot of people don't think that way either. Reef, who is your artist of the year? It's been a big year for hip hop 50. A lot of good, dope young MCs have been coming out. A lot of vets have been carrying the torch for years. So who's been your top of 2023?
2023. I mean, I think Nas dropped 2 bangers of incredible records, so I got to throw him in there.
Yeah, definitely.
I love.
Did Banks have 2?
Banks had. I know the delay of the inevitable or something like that. That was a banger. That was incredible.
That part 3 was dope, and then he had Halloween Havoc 4 too.
Yeah. So he was incredible with it. Yo, on the younger tip, I fuck with Droog heavy. I think Droog has dropped some crazy shit this year. Black Thought, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's I'm not gonna give you one name, all right? I'm just gonna throw names out, people that really yo, Boldy James. Like, I came on to him late, but he's
too. Yo.
Yeah.
The Real Bad albums, the Indiana Jones joint. Yo, he got too many.
Sure. Too many.
Drop constantly.
So, as far as rap goes, artist of the year, quote unquote, to me, I mean, when I look at everything and I just look at, like, not even just from a musical standpoint, but from a business standpoint, for someone I admire, for someone I've seen, that I've known over the years, like not personally as like a friends, but like, you know, we run in the same circles. It's hip hop. I will say the artist of the year to me was The Alchemist. I mean, I watch his movements, bro, and I watch his like drops, and I watch his videos, and I watch who he's connecting with, and I just admire The Alchemist so much, bro. Like, what he's doing right now from an independent artist standpoint is exactly where I want to be. He has created a whole like network where he's just like, he's popping up on the major shit, the underground shit, the in-between shit.
He's got his own like record company with his vinyl out, like
ALC shit. It's just like, it's so, to me, 2023, as far as I'm concerned, like just connecting all those artists that I named that I love, The Alchemist. So yeah, but
you know what's wild too is like, I've been listening to The Alchemist since like the Mobb Deep days. Like, crazy that he's still around at that level doing it,
bro.
And he's not like catering at all.
Nope. He's somebody that I feel like just kind of floats with it, man. He just kind of floats, and I feel like people float in his orbit because it's like, yo, it's The Alchemist, man. Like, his beats are always fresh, and
I would say him and Hit Boy were probably like the 2 of the last.
Yeah, like, Hit Boy's been great, man. Like, Hit Boy's been great. So like, yeah, like it was a great. I just feel like, I mean, anyone that's like, you're like super fucking corny and lame if you're still on that like hip hop's dead, like that shit. That's over. That's been over, but like, especially the last like 2-3 years, hip hop is alive and well. People are fucking killing shit.
In all age brackets too. It's crazy.
Every day I turn on my, you know, YouTube, Spotify, whatever, and I hear a fucking just, you know, something that makes me do that. And and that's what it's all about. For me, it's always this. As long as that happens and I hear that and it makes me do that, hip hop is alive and well, baby. Yeah.
I think we have lockdown almost to thank for that, because everyone had a lot of time on their hands to really create. You know what I mean? And there was like a lot of people weren't going to work.
Sure.
So I'm sure the artists were just banging out music left and right.
Absolutely. I mean, I personally watched like mad Netflix and smoke mad tree, but I know there was probably mad people that like, you know what I mean, got mad music done, you know?
I actually had the best financial year of my life during lockdown.
Really?
Being an essential worker.
Dude, you were right.
I think I worked 800 hours of overtime that year.
Damn, you kicked up.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, you know. But then you come at that now with inflation and all that, and I think I'm back down to being about half of that. Sure. So it's kind of like, how far did we fall from
the house? Yo, bro, the house always wins, bro. The house always wins. They're gonna get their money back one way or another. You know what I mean?
So that killed me.
What happened?
I was working with like student loan stuff, so that did everything for me.
Right.
They cut everything down. My money was like, I'm like,
yeah, man. Yeah, we were holed up in my wife's aunt has a house down in Seattle City, New Jersey, and she let us just stay there because if we were stuck in our like South Philly row home, we would have fucking like lost our minds. So we were able to like be down by the beach. It was completely deserted. it was one of those things, like, you know what I mean? Like I felt so sad and just like cut off. But like I had my family and we made the best of it, man. But like anytime I think of that time, I fucking cringe, bro. Like I get like shivers in my back because like it was just not normal to like not see anyone I love or for like a really long time, or like be around people for like a really, really long time. It's just not good. Like my kids are still kind of feeling the effects from not being in school. You know what I mean? Like it was a lot, bro. It was a lot.
That was a crazy time. I know. I went through a breakup at that time. I was literally living in the studio.
Word?
Yeah. Sleeping on the couch in the studio, waking up in the studio every day. And like,
yeah,
it was crazy because like it was at my boy's crib. So I got to see my boy every day. So it was
sure.
open away. So me and him still had like, at least we had each other, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, rough times though.
Yeah.
Because it was crazy. Like you couldn't do nothing. You go everywhere like a ghost town.
Nothing. It's crazy.
It's insane. You walk through town at night, it felt eerie. Like
it was fucking super spooky, man. It was spooky and like just kind of heartbreaking. And I'm sure, like you said, you were working with the elderly, so I'm sure you saw a lot of people falling out and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure. There was a point that 90% of the population would have COVID at the same time. Right. And it was like touch and go on how many people would be being rolled out that day. Right. Yeah, it was a wild time. But like I said, with being such a dark time, a lot of good
art. Yeah. People,
a lot of good shit came out. This podcast came out of it.
Sure.
You know, really is because that's when we started brainstorming on all these different ideas. Right. And really wanting to put stuff together. And a lot of art, a lot of good shit came out of a really dark time in what's going to be human history, because they're going to look back at that shit. Like,
it was crazy. It was dark. It was. Go ahead.
They're going to see pictures of people wearing masks inside cars and thinking, what the hell were these people doing? I saw one today. I saw a person inside their car with their mask on today. And I'm still thinking that's just not the way.
Yeah, man, you gotta learn the ways, man. Yo, this craziest shit is like it was such a dark time for humanity. Humanity being the key word, but then like y'all seen all the data that was like, yo, the Earth's like kind of healing right now. That none of you motherfuckers are like driving your cars or like, you know what I mean? They're like, yo, this happened and that happened because people are like inside. So it's like it's a what can you do? But yeah, dark times, bro. I don't want to ever go back to that shit. Straight up.
No, double-edged sword for real.
Shit.
Really was.
Yeah.
One little thing I believe we did this last time you were on is what's your issue? What's your issue could be a little tiny pet peeve of yours, or it could be an issue you want to stand on, strong issue you want to stand on. So Reef the Lost Cause, what's your issue?
My issue right now is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All right. I'm seeing in my life so many different areas where things are fine, the system is fine, and then someone comes in, and this is like in personal relationships or whatever you want to say. If the system is fine, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Somebody comes in and wants to change shit around and fuck up the system, and then they don't understand why everything is different now. Because if you would have just left things the way they were, everything's great. But you came in and tried to fucking change the system. And now shit's even more fucked up than it was before. So stop trying to change the system. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my issue. All right. I'll give you just a simple example. Like one of the many things that I do for financial gain is I work for a Pennsylvania hospital. Okay, it's the biggest fucking. I mean, I'm in Pennsylvania. It's called Pennsylvania Hospital. You guys get it,
right?
And we've had this ordering system for like, I've been there for like 2 years. We've had this ordering system, and everyone has it down pat. And now they're changing the ordering system, and no one knows what the fuck they're doing. And now everyone's scrambling because they're like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?" And my whole thing was like, well, why did you change the system? You know what I mean? Now things are going to be fucked up for like months. Shit's going to be all wackadoo. It's going to be all fucking out of order because you couldn't just leave it alone. I feel like people get bored. Things are great. And they just feel like, yo, I gotta fucking I gotta fuck with this. I gotta mess with this.
Put my
So
name on something.
stop fucking with shit. Leave shit. If it ain't fucking broke, don't fucking fix it. That's my issue.
I deal with that sort of thing, like how your ordering system changing almost on a monthly basis with my job.
Dude, it's like it's
Protocols,
bored rich people. It's bored rich people. Like, oh,
yeah, somebody's got to get paid. So the person that plans the procedures
What's
and
the board
puts
scramble?
policies in place needs to get paid. So they're gonna fuck things up every 3 months, so that person gets their $100,000.
sure, yo,
You know what I mean?
dog, you're 100% right. There's some asshole that their job is to like say the system isn't working so that they can get the money. Yeah,
Exactly. It's almost in every field, in every corporation, and everything.
especially in music, especially in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this shit, man. Like, I know, like myself personally, I've had songs or videos or things like that where like everything was fine, and then someone will come in and be like, "Well, we need to do this," and then the fucking shit's not this. It's like, leave it the fuck alone, man. Leave it alone.
Right. Especially in art, you know best. Like
Yeah.
Sean said, nobody knows what's best for you but you. And yeah, you're gonna have all these hands in it trying to fuck up everything. And a lot of people get paid by fucking things. Like you said, they get paid by fucking things up. That's
Right.
their job, and it's a wild job to have. But that's
absolutely. Hey yo,
America.
Yo,
Get him.
Sorry.
Them,
Sorry, my son. I just heard my son mouthing off a little bit to his mom. I don't like shit like that. So
yeah,
sorry,
no,
fellas. Sorry, I should have muted it.
No worries. You gotta shut.
You getting the real right here tonight, boy. You
No,
live and direct.
No, yeah, hell yeah. Sean,
Yo, so
what's your issue, bro?
What's your issue?
My issue?
Yeah, what's your
fuck.
issue?
I have a lot of issues. Apparently, if you ask my girl, she'll be like, "He angry, he this, he that, yeah, whatever." Now, shit. My issue right now is lack of intelligence across the board. Like, we are in an age of free information, where if you want to learn something, there's like a 90% chance that information is available right there on the internet for free. So, in my opinion, nothing stupid should ever come out your mouth, because you had the opportunity to look it up first to make sure whatever you were saying wasn't stupid.
Sure.
So please, people, just edit. Do a little editing on yourself. Do a little editing work. Do a little research.
Everybody wants to be first, man. They don't care about being right. They want to be first. They don't give. They see that thing and they just hit that share button. You know what I mean? Like, no.
It's like, I don't want to hear somebody say, "Face mob, I thought he was Scarface." It could be something simple as that. Like, come on, no shit.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, that's my issue, really, at this point. Now, I wanted to ask Reef something, because I know he's a Philly cat, right? So, I have my 2 favorite Philly albums ever. Okay, are The Roots, Philadelphia Half-Life, and this I'm about to show you right now. Now, tell me what you think about that first one, real quick.
Oh, it's a fucking dude. That shit right there. Everyone was kind of like cool on "Do You Want More?" because like, yo, there's a group from Philly, they're doing it, like, great. But Philadelphia Half-Life, that's when I was like, oh shit, we got dog. Yeah, Push Up Your Lights, fucking Respond, React. Oh my god, yeah. Oh yeah.
The Concerto of the Desperate. All that.
Absolutely.
That album is fire. Now, my second one, who actually kind of came in the game slightly via The Roots, but not really. A lot of people don't look at this as his best album, but in my opinion, it easily is. And that would be
Beanie Siegel.
Oh, what is that? The Reason? The Becoming is his best album, bro. The Becoming is his best album. Like, it's. Listen, I love The Truth. Truth is good. The Reason, I was like, yo, this is incredible. Like, but The Becoming over the years, I mean, this is a dude that's fighting like 7 cases, Rockefeller's ending, Feel It in the Air, bro. Feel It in the Air alone, like, it's at that right there is one of the most fucking beautiful, just heart wrenching. Every time I hear that song, if depending on what mood I'm in, I can't listen to it. Like if I'm in some like if I'm not in a good place and hear it and feel it in the air comes on, I have to cut that shit off. You know what I'm saying? Because I might, like it's that powerful. That record, man. Bread and Butter.
One Shot Deal.
One Shot Deal. I got to
One
have
Shot
it.
Yep.
Purple Rain. Is it Purple Rain with Bun?
Yep.
Like, bro,
Bun B.
that
Yep.
to me, out of Siegel's catalog, The Becoming is a fucking great choice, bro. Great choice.
That's the peak right there.
I mean, bro. I mean, it's just like you can tell, like we talked about earlier. It's full circle. That like locked in that zone, in that groove. I don't know what happened during that recording session for that album, but yo, I even like the fucking pop joint with Snoop. International. Dude, and you don't stop. That shit's fucking fire. Like, yo, that's a great record. Great record.
Now, what is your favorite Philly album of all time?
Oh, wow, that's a tough one, man. I will say simply because of I can go either way with this one. I'm gonna keep it a buck. From a fan standpoint, from a just artist standpoint, the Roots things fall apart as far as hip hop rap records go. Illadelph Half-Life is but the Things Fall Apart, like, yeah, that was like, that's their one, right? That's their out of all their albums, that's their like Illadelph Half-Life is for the heads. That's the one that like took them. But from a personal standpoint, from an honest standpoint about like the impact that it had on me and all of my friends, I have to give it to Violent by Design. I have to.
Okay.
I have to.
I mean,
as far as like favorite or whatever, like that's that's not really important right here. As far as most important culturally, underground wise, and for people, for me and my boys. Yeah.
I think there's a whole generation that kind of almost to a detriment has followed that blueprint.
Literally, there's someone making a fake Stoop beat as we speak.
Absolutely, and like I can tell you, Boston, this whole New England, riddled with it. Yo, this is a thing. Like I get like,
nah, bro, I know.
Straight up, like, yo, I don't want the fucking wannabe Jedi mind trick beats. Yo,
I don't want the fucking sample of a circus like.
And then I don't mean that in a disrespectful way because
look, bro, we laugh about it all the time. Me, Planet, and me, Planet, Crip, and Size are working on something. We was in the studio the other day laughing about that type of beat. Like we're like, yo, people keep sending us that. I'm like, yo, bro, we don't, you know what I mean? Like that shit.
He did that
06, 07, but no. But yeah, so I'll give the boys their props. Like, yeah, that record, and then obviously that spawned, AOTP. And from that branch, you can have, you can say a Czarface is born from all that. You know what I mean? Like that whole crew, everybody a part of that, myself included, benefited from that record doing what it did. So I'm going to give it to that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a big record.
Definitely iconic record. Definitely, actually, in my opinion, when I think of East Coast hip hop, it's obviously New York.
Sure.
And then I go to Boston because that's the closest to my home.
Absolutely.
And then you think Philly. So it's like
Philly. If you're someone that's actually like a part of like really the soil of a certain era of Philly underground, you recognize and respect that record as for what it did. You know what I mean? For the doors it opened and the light that it shined on our city. Absolutely, you have to. Otherwise, you're on some hating shit. Real shit.
Yeah, exactly. It brought it up to the level of those other cities on the East Coast.
Absolutely.
Because really, that's what else do you think of when you come East Coast? What do you think of? New York,
Boston, Philly. Yep.
That's it.
I would say it's probably New York, Philly, Boston. Really.
Well,
but I'm
You know who I always wanted to hear more from? Dutch and Spade.
Yeah. I mean, I actually saw Dutchie not too long ago. I mean, that's the thing about Philly, man, is all those guys are still like, the ones that are still alive and not locked up. They still pop up at the shows. They're still at the events and things like that. And I know Dutchy's. Well, I think he's working on like a book, but he's still like, you know, he's on Instagram and all that shit. You know what I mean? Spade was locked up for a long time, but he's back out now. And I know they're kind of like, you know, Gilly's obviously from the Major Figures. He's doing his thing with the podcast shit. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they maybe do something with them. But yeah, all those guys are still around, man. Everybody's okay. Everybody's all right. You know, everybody's all right, which is good. I like seeing that. You know, but Dutch and Spade were great. They were very entertaining, especially Dutchy. Yeah, Dutchy's. I always felt like he had that, like, you know. I recognize that like most of the homies was like, we not pop stars, but I feel like Dutch could have did that. You know what I mean? Like the Dutchy man.
They had that joint that I can't think of the name of right now, but they had that shit. They had shit with Cam, which was fire. Like,
sure. Yep.
They had some joints.
Yeah, man.
Reef, it's been a pleasure, man. I don't want to keep you too much longer. I know you got the family thing to do.
Yeah. Hell awaits.
Well,
I can relate.
Got to put their boots to asses.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man, thank you for coming on again. It's been a hell of a year for us personally as the Culture Corner and the Hip Hop Happy Hour podcast.
Congrats,
again,
man.
Thank you. I think this is either your second time this year or third time. I can't remember the first time.
It's my second time this year, my third time doing it.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Listen, I enjoy the conversation. I enjoy the platform. And listen, man, like, you know, as you can tell, I be having a rap. So, you know what I mean? Like, my wife don't want to hear this shit. So y'all hit me up anytime. You know what I mean?
Word up.
Tell us where we can find you, what you got going on, what you got coming up, any shows.
Oh yeah, right. I should do that. So okay. New album. My name is Reef the Lost Cause. I'm at Lost Cause on Instagram and Twitter. Reef the Lost Cause on Facebook. Reef the Lost Cause on all your streaming platforms, your Spotify, your Tidal, your Apple Music. I have a new album coming out called The Triumphant. You can pre-order that right now at goonsgear.com or at reefthelostcause.bandcamp.com. We dropped a single last month called Umar's Revenge. We have a new single dropping tomorrow called Tangerine. You can stream that on YouTube and Bandcamp, and available streaming everywhere else on Friday. And then if you're in the Philly area, February 9th, we'll be celebrating the release of The Triumphant, which comes out February 2nd. But if you're in the Philly area on the February 9th, we'll be having a release party at Johnny Brenda's, the world famous. Buy a ticket at link in my bio on all my shit, or at johnnybrendas.com. Blah, 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 blah. Peace.
Again, man, thank you for joining us. Thank you for wrapping up the year with us. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Mine's not too far after yours. So
you a Capricorn?
Sir, January 9th.
Team Cap, what's up? Where you at with it, Sha?
Sagittarius, December 1st.
Oh, so you just so we I mean we gang.
Yes, sir. Again, man, Hip Hop Happy Hour podcast. Right. Thanks you. And yeah, we out.
All right, Peace. Man. Happy New Year, fellas. Be safe out there.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, you too.
Peace.
Peace out.